Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Uncharted 2 Remastered brutal difficulty video walkthrough. This is the third stage. It is entitled Borneo, the place where that hilariously bad Predator film knockoff was set, where the dude does the crazy jumping back over the waterfall, shoots the gun at the invisible monster section at the end, spoiler alert, which probably nobody ever saw and you didn't miss anything. So this is where the game actually begins. This is where shit starts to get hard, and this is when you're going to get introduced to a couple of mechanics that you're going to wish worked better, and I'm going to explain them now. So a universal preset of third-person shooters and first-person shooters, in my opinion, should be one bullet kills to the head. I just think it works. It is something that is satisfying, that is rewarding, that makes games work really well. This game doesn't have that. This game has shoot the dude in the face 4 fucking times and maybe he'll die or even think about dying after you've, waited a few minutes. And then every so often, you will get a one bullet kill. It's really, really random for no real reason. Add that on top of the fact that the guns don't fire where you aim, so that makes, conserving ammunition incredibly difficult and absolutely nothing to do with you, because it's an RNG fucking dice roll every trigger press. And then add that on top of the fact that the enemies are bullet sponges. So, you're going to be shooting these guys a lot. It's kind of stupid, and I don't think it adds anything to the difficulty, it just makes the shooting feel less satisfying. I think, as I've mentioned, it should be one bullet to the head dead. And if it was that, I wouldn't mind how much you have to shoot them in the torso to kill them. I think it would work, because it would reward people for being accurate, but it doesn't. Instead, nothing does high damage and everybody takes a million shots. Like, I'm the type of person who would prefer a game where, look at that looked kind of cool, didn't it? And then you see one bullet straight to the death screen. Real interesting. So you can actually get up to that platform, swing across and take out the first guy, but I couldn't do it with the second guy not shooting me. And on this difficulty, if anybody sees you at that distance, you're dead. This is me implementing kind of quick popping out of cover shooting, because if you don't, you will die. Very tricky stuff. Look at the blind fire, man. It's so good. It's so unbelievably good. But one bullet to knock the helmet off, the second bullet to kill them if they've got a helmet on. And then the heavies, I think the heavies should be as they are in this game, because I think that makes sense. If you're going to have a heavy enemy, who is a tougher variant of an enemy, let him take a bunch of shots, because that's the purpose of him, that's what he does. He puts pressure on the player, and he forces you to waste a bunch of ammunition on him. And he works fine. But don't have everybody else like a fucking heavy, wearing bloody, vest and pants. Like, come on, dude. It doesn't feel fun. And the whole point of any shooting mechanic in any shooting game is to both empower and feel satisfying. And neither of those things happen when you're using half the arsenal of this game. When you've got the Desert Eagle, the game feels great, because it's practically a one-hit kill. Like when you've got the sniper rifle, it feels great. When you've got the AK, it feels like dog shit. And then this fucking thing, which I preface using the pistol all the time, because you might as well waste the ammo for the crap gun first, and then go to the gun that's crap, but better, than the crapper one. So, it's kind of the best of a bad bunch. But be very careful whenever enemies get close. The cool thing is, there's a lot of animation priority in this game, and I really like it. See, was that a one-hit shot kill? Look at that! How cool was that? Later on, you're going to see me do that several times, and it doesn't even matter. They're just like, yeah, what's that? What? Bullets? No? So dumb. Oh, that's another thing as well, folks. Always scour every single environment after a firefight to get as much ammo as you can. I'm going to try and trim out a lot of it, because I don't think I should have to subject you to stuff that you're going to be doing anyway. It adds nothing to the video, and the ammo that gets dropped on your game is going to be in a different place to the ammo that gets dropped in mine. But welcome to hell. So this is the first gunfight that's going to really show whether or not you can do this game on brutal. You can stealth kill a few other people, but they will notice you really quickly and you will die very fast. So I recommend killing the guy on the right so that he doesn't mess around, and then taking those people out like that. Now, you need to trip a checkpoint. There it was. So I did that and got back over here so I can use this cover as, to clip around the side of it and shoot people and they can't shoot me. There is a very fine line here between instant death and functional gameplay. So tow it very gently. So these I assume are chest shots. But it could literally be that the guns just aren't very accurate, so it looks like you're hitting them in the face and you're not, and it is a one-bullet headshot kill, but it really doesn't feel like that, and that's the most important part, how a game feels. You might think graphics are the most important part, you might think replayability is the most important part. To me, it's all about how the game feels. If your game doesn't feel good, I don't want to play it. So right now, there is another horrible tripwire that we have to press, and on this difficulty, the enemies are so accurate and so dangerous that tripping these tripwires is dangerous. So I rush forward, I hit this cover, and now I'm going to be in perhaps not the best spot for so many enemies, because the enemies have a gift at putting grenades right on where you are. So get used to... Oh, there! Just as we mentioned, it's on the other side of the cover though. There's a guy who's flanking here. What am I doing? Shoot him. Whew, that was dangerous. But he ran away. He does have a shotgun though. The balaclava dudes always come with shotguns. And the shotgun, I don't need to tell you it's dangerous. Everything's dangerous on this difficulty. So right now, I have barely any bullets, and I daren't sit up out of cover, because there is going to be a rule you're going to learn real quick. Whenever there is more than one dude who can shoot at you, you never want to spend any time out of cover aiming. Because if they shoot at you at the same time with their perfect aim, it's an instant kill. Additionally, did you see me move from cover to cover? When you get to the edge of cover and there's another piece of cover to go into, I think if you press towards it and circle, he will do that SWAT turn animation to get to it. You cannot be damaged while you do that animation, it seems. It gives you so much priority over the game. It's amazing. However, if the enemy... if the AI who's on your side is in the spot that you're trying to move towards, Drake will just roll out of cover and stand there like a knobhead and get instantly murdered. It happens all the time. Be very careful. But there's going to be a few moments on this game where this happens, where I do not have any bullets. All I need to do here is climb up and pull him down, but instead I wait and then I try and punch him. One of the issues with the punching on this game is it's completely automated whether or not it's an execution or a punch. You can do a punch at any distance, you can do an execution at a very specific distance. The dance between the two can be kind of awkward and wonky looking, and you just kind of saw it then. So, audio cues are really important on these kind of games. They're going to tell you when people are dead, they're going to tell you when it's all clear. And if you move out when it's not all clear, you're going to be reintroduced to the concept of how rough some of the checkpoints are. By the way, right now, if I die, the checkpoint is before I even started this entire fight. It's before I broke the guy's neck. So you have to fight all three of these waves consecutively on the same checkpoint. And when you push up, there's another wave. But I grabbed a shotgun, which... The shotgun's amazing, however, it's very limited in its range. Its blind fire is one of the best in the game because it fires a spread of pellets. Really useful. That was dangerous, but, you know, caution to the wind and everything. Sully just shipped me up then, but then if he was an enemy I would have been dead, so it doesn't matter. And when Sully says find those explosives, it means you're good. You'll also see the plastic C4 come up on the screen. So that means you're okay. And now you have a checkpoint. But that is not easy, guys. It's a big adjustment. But, you know, grit your teeth, bear with it, and you'll get through it. So let's talk some more mechanics. Cover takedowns are so powerful, you can instantly kill a heavily armoured enemy with one. As long as it works. Sometimes you'll just get out of cover and punch them, and if you get into a fist fight on this difficulty and there's anybody else who can see you, you're dead. Every single time. There's no real surviving it unless you get super lucky. But if you get the execution, Drake will just execute them and kill them instantly, and it saves so much ammo, but there doesn't seem to be any guarantee that he'll do it, and sometimes you'll just get fucked. Additionally, when you get into a fist fight with people, there are times when you get a quick time prompt to dodge them when they catch your fist. There are other times when you don't. So one thing to look for is when they grab your fist, if the screen slows down, even if there's no prompt on the screen, you can press triangle and you can counterattack what they do. If it doesn't do that, you just have to take the punch. I have not found a way to consistently not take a punch because I just don't think it exists. And if it does, the game really doesn't explain it to you well enough, and it just comes across as feeling just not well designed. But the good news is, you shouldn't really be fist fighting too much. If you are, you have balls of steel, but you're not playing the game smart enough, and you're probably going to get unnecessarily punished. And I say unnecessary, it's not unnecessary really, is it? You're being an idiot, you need to not do that. But I love the fact that you're trying to, Mr. Illusion you know, illusory man I'm using for this specific example. But right here is the calm before the storm, because the next section I think is the hardest part of the game. However, it's in the next video. So, drop down here, and you know how I said you shouldn't really be fist fighting? Well, here is the game's tutorial of fist fighting. And my advice for fighting when you've got a gun, whenever you break and you're able to control, just pull your gun out and shoot them. Just Indiana Jones their tits off, because it's so much better than this. So, do like the first 2 punches, and then hold away from the enemy on the analog, and aim. And you'll get out of the way of them, pull your gun up, and then just finish them off. But the fighting just... They made it so much better on Uncharted 3, they really did. But I've left a cutscene in here because this guy gets introduced. And if you can get to him quick enough and start your combo, you might be okay, but the game just... It feels really bad. It really does, especially post Last of Us. The Last of Us combat was a lot like this, but there were rules, like you picked up a brick and you won. And I love that. I love being able to win without any dice rolls. Like, give me my victory please, game, I've earned it. And speaking of earning it, you're really going to need to in the next one, so thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.